Hey students, once again welcome back to the online English classes. In today's class, we are going to continue with our discussion on the chapter Rip Van Winkle. I hope you are getting some idea about what we are going to discuss today just by looking at the picture, right? But before starting anything new, just like other days, we are first going to have a look at the things that we already know. We first saw that Rip was frightened on reaching the new place and seeing the new people. Secondly, he fell asleep after drinking many glasses of the drink provided by the old man. Then after waking up, he could not find his dog anywhere around him. And finally, he came down from the mountain to go to his village. Now let us see what happens next. As he neared the village, he met a number of people, but he didn't know any of them. Strange, just the previous day he had climbed upon the mountain, but the next day when he has come down, he is not able to recognize anybody. Now what went wrong? The villagers also stared at him, equally surprised. Alright, now you see, villagers are generally small in size and everyone knows everyone. But the villagers also were not able to recognize this new person who was coming down. "Who is this man?" said one. "I have never seen him before," said another. "Look at his long white beard and his wrinkled face." Alright, now the Rip that we know already did not have a long white beard and a wrinkled face. Yes, but let us first see the meaning of the word wrinkled. Do you notice any difference in these two people? Yes, the difference is that of wrinkles. What is a wrinkle? It is a line or crease in the skin, especially when caused by age or fatigue. So the person on the left hand side is an elderly person, whereas the person on the right hand side is a young one. Yes, and the difference in their skin is because of the wrinkles. Now students, you all are very young, right? But if you compare your skin with your grandparents' skin, you'll find lots of differences. Why is it so? Because they have grown old in age, and that is why their skin starts becoming loose, because of which the wrinkles start coming. Alright, so wrinkles can be a result either of age or of fatigue. Fatigue means when you are very exhausted, it can be said that you are fatigued. On hearing this, Rip stroked his chin, and to his astonishment, he found his beard had grown a foot long and it was all white. Oh my goodness! Now see what happened. The moment Rip heard these people talking that look at his long white beard and his wrinkled face, Rip couldn't believe what they were saying. So what he did was he stroked his chin, or he touched his chin. And what did he find out? He found that his beard had grown a foot long. Remember the first picture that we saw of Rip? There, Rip was a completely clean-shaved person. He didn't have any beard. But now his beard had grown a foot long and the color had become white. Now let us see what is the meaning of the word astonishment. The word astonishment means amazement or great surprise. The picture of this girl will definitely give you an idea about what astonishment looks like. Yes, you people also get astonished or shocked at things. You are surprised at things. So whenever you see someone making a face like this, you know that they are astonished. An old woman walked up to him and looked at his face for a moment. Alright, so all the other villagers are unable to recognize him, but this old lady, she walks up to him and she looks at him very carefully. Then she exclaimed, "It is Rip Van Winkle! Welcome home again, old neighbor. Where have you been these 20 long years?" Alright, so this is where we get our answer. We were thinking that just the previous day Rip had climbed the mountain, and the next day when he's coming, why is it that nobody is able to recognize him? It is because he had not climbed down the mountain after a day, but after 20 years. Yes, I understand it's very difficult to digest, but then you also have to understand that this is a fictional story. Anything can happen in a story. It's impossible for a human being to sleep for 20 long years. But here our protagonist of the story, Rip Van Winkle, made that possible, and he slept for 20 long years on a mountain. And this is the reason why after 20 long years, when he has come down from the mountain, people are unable to recognize him. Yes, it will be very natural, right? So the person you see right now, if you don't see that person again for 20 years, you will not be able to recognize this person. Yes, now students, you must be wondering that why is it, what is the moral of the story? Now, the only moral that can be coming up from this is that, laziness is not a very good thing. Rip was a very lazy man. Yes, you remember that. So, he was punished. You can see this as a punishment. Just imagine you are wasting 20 years of your life doing nothing but just sleeping. He could have done so much in the 20 years. Yes, but all of that went into waste, and it was kind of a punishment that he got for his laziness. Now that we have finished our discussion of the last part of this chapter, let us summarize all the important points. The first point that we saw, that the people in the village could not recognize Rip because of his long beard and wrinkled face. Then Rip was shocked to find a foot-long white beard on his face. And finally, an old woman recognized Rip and asked him where he had been the last 20 years. Now, it's time for you to answer some very easy questions. First question is, why did everyone stare at Rip? Number 2, what are the things that changed in Rip? Question number 3 is, what did Rip find after stroking his chin? Question number 4 is a reference to context, and the statement is, welcome home again, old neighbor. Based on this, the first question is, mention the source of the above quoted line. Second question is, who is the speaker of the above quoted line? And the third question is, why is the speaker welcoming the neighbor? So I hope you'll not face any difficulty in answering these questions, and even if you do, go through the video once again and read the chapter thoroughly. With this, we come to the end of our discussion of the chapter Rip Van Winkle. Now that your exams are coming near, study hard and study well, and also do not forget to take care of yourselves and everyone around you. Stay safe and goodbye.